Welcome back, everyone. Today is March 18th, 2025, and something huge just happened. The final batch of classified JFK assassination files, about 80,000 pages, has been released to the public. After decades of secrecy, conspiracy theories, and endless speculation, President Donald Trump's executive order from January has finally come to fruition. But here's the big question. Do these files finally reveal the truth about what happened on November 22, 1963 in Dallas? Was Lee Harvey Oswald really a lone gunman, or is there more to the story? I'm Your Name, and in this video we're diving into what's been uncovered so far, what experts are saying, and what it all means. Stick around, this is going to be a wild ride. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let's get started. First, let's rewind. President John F. Kennedy was assassinated over 61 years ago, shot while riding in an open motorcade through Dealey Plaza. The official story, backed by the Warren Commission in 1964, is that 24-year-old Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone, firing 3 shots from the Texas School Book Depository. But almost immediately people questioned that narrative. Was it the CIA, the Mafia, the Soviets, a second shooter on the grassy knoll? Over the years, millions of pages of documents have trickled out thanks to the 1992 JFK Records Act, which mandated their release by 2017, though delays kept some hidden until now. Enter President Trump, who promised during his campaign to unseal everything. On January 23, 2025, he signed an executive order to declassify not just JFK's files, but also those tied to Robert F. Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassinations. Today's release is the big one for JFK, 80,000 pages including 2,400 newly discovered FBI documents. So what's in them? Alright, here's the rundown. As of this morning, March 18, 2025, the National Archives dropped these files online for anyone to access. You can check them out yourself at archives.gov. This batch includes stuff that's been locked away for decades, plus those 2,400 new FBI docs uncovered just last month. Trump announced this move yesterday at the Kennedy Center saying, quote, "People have been waiting for decades for this." The push for transparency has been a big deal, especially with figures like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's pick for Health and Human Services, cheering it on. RFK Jr. has long said he doesn't believe Oswald acted alone in his uncle's death, or even that Sirhan killed his father in '68. But before we get our hopes up for a conspiracy bombshell, let's hear what the experts are saying. So far, the early word from historians and researchers is, don't hold your breath for a game changer. People like Frederick Logval, a Harvard historian, and Gerald Posner, author of Case Closed, have already weighed in. They're saying these files are more likely to fill in details than rewrite history. The lone gunman theory, Oswald acting solo, still seems to hold up, at least based on what's been skimmed so far. No hard proof of CIA orchestration, no Soviet plot, no Mafia hit squad jumping out of the pages yet. But there are some intriguing bits. For example, the CIA might have known more about Oswald's movements, like his trip to Mexico City weeks before the assassination, than they let on. The FBI's new docs could also shed light on their surveillance of Oswald. Still, as Larry Sabato from the University of Virginia put it, we're looking for the tiny tip of a much larger iceberg. So let's break down what might be in here. Since these files just dropped, not everything's been fully digested yet. It's 80,000 pages after all. But here's what's bubbling up from initial reports. One big focus is Oswald's Mexico City visit in September 1963. He reportedly tried to get visas to Cuba and the Soviet Union, meeting with embassy officials. Some of these docs might confirm the CIA was tracking him more closely than admitted, maybe even wiretapping him. Could this mean they missed a chance to stop him, or knew something bigger was brewing? Another piece, the FBI's 2,400 new files. These were previously unrecognized as JFK related, so they might cover Oswald's background, his Marine days, or even fringe figures tied to the case. There's also chatter about organized crime. Did the Mafia have a hand in it? No definitive link yet, but these files could flesh out those rumors. Now let's talk conspiracies, because that's why a lot of us are here, right? For years people have pointed to the grassy knoll, a second shooter, or CIA cover-ups. Oliver Stone's JFK movie in '91 lit that fire and it's never gone out. Today's release has some hoping for vindication, like proof the CIA orchestrated it to stop JFK's push against Cold War hawks, or that the mob retaliated for his brother Bobby cracking down on them. RFK Jr.'s theories add fuel. He suggested a security guard, not Sirhan, killed his dad, and maybe something similar happened with JFK. But here's the reality check. If the experts are right, these files might disappoint the tinfoil hat crowd. No smoking gun has surfaced in the first few hours. Still, with 80,000 pages, there's a lot left to comb through. Could a buried memo change everything? We'll see. Here's the cool part. You don't have to wait for someone else to tell you what's in these files. They're public domain now. Head to archives.gov, search the JFK Assassination Records Collection, and start reading. The National Archives has been digitizing this stuff since 2023, and today's drop includes everything from memos to photos to, who knows, maybe a doodle Oswald left behind. Fair warning though, it's a mountain of info. Over 6 million pages total in the collection, and this 80,000 is just the latest chunk. Historians will be at this for years, but if you're a sleuth, you could spot something big first. Drop your finds in the comments. I'd love to hear what you uncover. So what's the bigger picture? This release is a win for transparency, something Trump's been hyping as a cornerstone of his second term. It's also a nod to a public that's demanded answers for 6 decades. But it's bittersweet. JFK's grandson, Jack Schlossberg, called it a political prop, saying the truth is sadder than the myth, a tragedy that didn't need to happen. RFK Jr., on the other hand, praised it as a step toward trust in government. Whether it heals old wounds or just stirs up more debate, today marks a milestone, and it's not over. Plans for RFK and MLK files are still in motion, due by mid-April. This could be the start of a broader reckoning with America's past. That's where we're at, folks. The JFK files are out, the lone gunman story's still standing for now, and the hunt for truth continues. Will these 80,000 pages finally put the conspiracies to rest or light a new spark? Only time, and a lot of reading, will tell. What do you think? Did Oswald act alone, or is there more to uncover? Let me know below, and if you like this deep dive, smash that like button, share it with your conspiracy-loving friends, and subscribe for more. I'll keep you posted as more comes out. Until next time, stay curious. This is Your Name, signing off.